Welcome to the Game Changer 00100 show. I'm your host, Game Changer. And so this show is has been a long time waiting. But what I want to do is I want to talk about the underlying problem that we have really as black people and where it stems from. Now, those of you who have listened to me for a while, you have learned to become familiar with the term Nana envy. What is Nana envy? Well, it's the feeling that a woman gets when a more attractive woman or a woman who has greater sexual marketplace value enters your vicinity. That is the feeling that they have. Now, I want y'all to think about it in the sense that at a micro and a macro level. That's the micro level. That is one woman and one other woman interpretation of Nana envy. However, we live in a country with two types of women. Well, several types of women, but two tribes of women, rather. So, which means that you are naturally in the vicinity of other types of women, especially if you're in a minority. Black women has always had Nana envy for white women. You see, the way black women perceive sexual marketplace value is a lot different than the way the men perceive sexual marketplace value. See, they think that the men believe that it's a race based system, that we generally pick women based on race and race first, and maybe other attributes last, including beauty, which really is furthest from the truth. If a woman is beautiful, we kind of ignore her race. Even men who are or would classify themselves as racist will still enjoy the company of a beautiful woman of a different race. That's just the way we think. We value beauty first. Now, some races of women have, or ethnicities, racist too, but have a higher concentration of beautiful women than others, and that's something that's unavoidable. But the truth of the matter is, we recognize the beauty within each race. However, black women, many of them, feel that non black women are innately more beautiful than black women. Now, they project these feelings onto us when they say, oh, you like this type of girl, or you like her because she's this type of girl, and blah, 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 blah. Listen, that's just them. That's just them assuming that because they feel that this is what they defined as beautiful, or what many of them wish they were, that this is the way that the men feel, the way that black men feel. Now, I can't really fault them for that because it's a psychological thing. And you associate beauty with reward, meaning that if you see a person get a certain amount of reward as a woman from life, naturally you're going to assume that it is a direct result of their beauty. That's not always the case. Sometimes stuff just happens. But I can see how they would internalize that. So I don't entirely hold that against them. The part that I would hold against them collectively is that they aren't taking the time out to ask, do you find this woman beautiful? Or what do you consider beautiful? What can I do to make myself more beautiful to you? I guess would be the question. Now, what is her name? Octavia Spencer. Octavia Spencer is not a beautiful woman. And I'm not talking about in the sense that, because she's a black woman, or, because she's a dark skinned black woman or anything like that. It's because she's an overweight woman. And in addition to being overweight, I'm not even certain if she would be attractive as a regular sized woman. Here, let me show y'all what I mean. This is what she looks like. Now, this is what she's always looked like. Yeah, facially, I don't know because, and this is what I don't understand. When a person is overweight, you see the fat in their face. It's in the neck. You see the extra lines in the neck and everything like that. So being overweight is going to affect your facial features. So I wouldn't even know what she looked like. Y'all see what I'm saying? Like when people say butter face, though, I don't really understand that because her face is a side effect of being overweight is having an overweight face. But needless to say, now I mean, is her face free of acne? Is her complexion clear? Yeah, and were she an in shape woman? Who knows? Who knows what she would look like? Now, the interesting thing about her, and I looked her up before I did this, is that she has been an actress for crap since 1996, 25 years. Now, it's interesting because 25 years ago, she didn't say to herself, oh, actually, I did. I found a picture of her right here. But 25 years ago, she didn't say to herself, I am going to, I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going to compete with the most beautiful women in the world because let's face it, if you live in Iowa, and you are the homecoming queen, you probably think that your looks and perceived talents would serve you better in Los Angeles. So you take that trip to California, swimming pool, movie stars, and you hope for the best. That is the world that you live in, and you still chose to be big in that world. But found something interesting while I was looking up her picture. This is also her. So this is her with less weight on her and not my type. Now, the guy that you see in the background is her would be husband, suitor, whatever you want to call it. It is a love interest of hers. It's her ex boyfriend, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They were dating for a long time ago. So that is her, let's just say that's her type. That is who she wants to make it with. That is her goal. Her goal is to compete with the woman that she has Nana envy against and win. Britney Spears is the embodiment of that woman. Now, Britney Spears is probably around like 39, 40 right now. Here, let me look up her picture. And she has had a charmed life, largely based on her looks. She was an American singer, songwriter, dancer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She's always been like this younger, hotter, sexier, childless entity out there that has gotten everything that she wanted because of her looks. So when Britney Spears announced, or when it became clear that she was going to marry this guy, hold on. Hold on. When she announced that she was going to marry this guy at 39, 40 years old, um, a bit of jealousy came about. A kind of feeling of what she got that I ain't got. Besides the whole younger, hotter, sexier, childless thing, what does Britney Spears have that I don't have? Because this guy here, her new, oh, by the way, I want to point out also, and this is, say pause all you want to, but I think it's pretty obvious. He is more handsome than she is pretty. And so is the relationship, that we saw with Octavia's ex. These guys are more handsome than their women are pretty, but in the first case, it was a wider margin. This is the fantasy that Octavia attempted to live. This is her fantasy. A handsome white guy is the fantasy that Ma tried to portray. Why do I call her Ma? Because she starred in a movie called Ma. And I'm going to get into that movie in a moment. I actually did years ago, I did a movie review of it. And it was a very interesting review. I'm going to do like a recap of that and how it plays out into her mentality today. This is Octavia's dream. Octavia is 51 years old with no kids. But she's an active auntie. Now, and of course, the likelihood of her having a kid at this age is not really promising. However, this is her life. The envy is real. The envy is, I don't, something like, I just want everything she's got. I'm not hating. No, I'm not. I just want everything she got. This is everything she got. She wants it. So, when it became clear that these two were getting married, Octavia said, I hope she has a prenup. Now, why would a person say something like that? Excuse me. Well, the answer is simple. Well, it's not really simple, but because it's many reasons. It's many like moving parts as to why she would say something like that. But the main reason that she said something like that was one, Nana envy. And two, because she's been down that road before. She has gotten with the guy that everybody wanted. And that made significantly less than she did. She's gotten with the male version of a gold digger. In fact, and ladies, listen and listen good. When your guy is more pretty, or excuse me, more handsome than you are pretty, it means one of two things. But it means that he's into you for money, or he's into you as a sexual stopgap until a woman who is prettier than he is handsome comes along. Or I guess three, he doesn't really know that he doesn't really know how handsome he is, and he's not fully aware of his potential. Either way, it's not really a good thing for you. It's always a good thing to be prettier than your guy is handsome. That's just the way nature built us. So Octavia has come to the realization through a series of, because let's face it, in her normal form, what do I mean by normal form? Her normal form is when she's not crash dieting and she's fat. In her normal form, most of the male population is more handsome than she is pretty, period. In fact, if she ever were to date a guy who is just as handsome as she is pretty, or less so, or if she was ever to meet a guy like that, she wouldn't date him because she feels that her wealth buys her male beauty. And it does. However, just like men who deal with gold diggers, shout out to PJ, just like men who deal with gold diggers, make sure that you secure it. And she has come to this conclusion at 51, and she says this jokingly about Britney Spears' new relationship. Make sure you have a prenup. Now, it is true that you should do something like that, especially if you want to secure yourself against people with, bad intentions. Because you are putting this man in a position to where he can take your money and use said money to be not only a handsome guy, but a handsome guy with money, meaning that he will look for access to women who are prettier than he is handsome. That's just what men do. We want prettier women than we are handsome. And if you're broke, then you get with the former pop star and you get her money and you go for the prettiest chick you could. That is the biological imperative of men. Excuse me. Is to sleep with as many women who are more beautiful than we are before we die. That is what we want to do. Some guys just want it more and they're willing to do more unscrupulous things to do it. So she was right to warn her. But don't act like you wasn't warning her out of sour grapes. Don't act like you wasn't doing it just out of hate, envy, envy. And don't act like you wasn't doing it to drive a wedge between his penis and her vagina. Excuse me. The thought of a woman like Britney Spears, who has had everything handed to her while you had to work. What do I mean by she had to work? See, I remember seeing her always in random places in Black movies since 1996, since her career began. She was in that movie with Martin Lawrence, Big Mama's House. She also did a movie with Martin Lawrence called, that movie where he stole the diamond. I forget. He stole the diamond and he had to pretend to be a cop to get the diamond back. And she played the cousin of Tamala Jones. And she had like 2 sentences. And one of those sentences was, mm-hmm. Yeah, that is how she began her career. Now, at around the same time, Britney Spears was already just like top of the pop charts and stuff like that. So, yeah, life is unfair and unbalanced in that way, has nothing to do with race. However, when you are a lesser attractive woman, you look for anything that is out of your area of control to blame. And in this case, race, and you just seen a happy white couple, something that you will never be, and you decided to throw shade. And that shade went viral. Now, it didn't reach me. And there's a reason for that. You see, it didn't reach me because I don't have that same nana envy. The algorithm has a way of reaching people who can relate to members of the people that sent the tweet or the Instagram or whatever type of post. The internet has a way of reaching the people who that would resonate with. And quite frankly, I really don't care. I really don't care if Britney Spears has a prenup or anything like that. I don't, however, there are a lot of, let's just call them bitters out there. There are a lot of bitter women out there who this would resonate with. Hit the like button, please. Hold on. Drink some water. And that's who that is for. Give me a second, y'all. All right. Give me a second. 1 second. Okay. So it's designed to resonate with women who are just simply jealous of Britney Spears' new situation. I don't blame them, but you know, is what it is. Like you can be jealous and not have to make viral posts about it. Don't really, not really mad at her for making the post. I am mad at the general population for making it go viral. That's just, it's a lot of shade. Now, she has made a career out of being an overweight black woman. Not many women of any other race can do that. There really isn't a market for a overweight white woman or an overweight Asian woman. It's not much of a market for an overweight Latin woman. And that's for an interesting reason that kind of sets our community aside from everybody else's community. And that is everybody else's community wants to be seen in the best possible light. They want to be seen as beautiful, so they present their most beautiful representation of themselves. It's kind of like the Olympics. You want to represent your country in the best possible light, so you send your best to represent your country in the Olympics. If that event is wrestling, then you send your best wrestler. If it's boxing, you send your best boxer. If it's basketball, you send your best basketball players. You send your best to represent your country in a positive way. And every other group, with exception, seem to have mastered that. Why? It's because they want to be seen as beautiful. Every group of women want to be seen as beautiful, so they send their most beautiful women out there to represent themselves. And if now, keep in mind, anybody has the right, especially now, anybody has a right to represent themselves. Like if you are an unbeautiful, say, Caucasian woman, and you say, listen, I want to go out and I want to Amy Schumer my way into an industry. Yes, you can do that. However, what I noticed that on that side is that people like that aren't as well received, or they haven't been received at all until recently. You see, we take in these mammy types, we make a market for them, and we say, you know something? I am going to make this work. I am going to take this archetype, and no matter how many times they show it, I am going to watch it. I'm going to give it clicks and views. I am going to support this negative image of myself. So when people close their eyes and they hear the word black woman, they picture a woman that looks like Octavia. And when they close their eyes and they picture white woman, they picture Britney Spears. This is something they're doing to themselves. They support this image. How many of them were watching the Parkers? How many of them watch like Real Housewives of everything? How many of them watch stuff like, Neil Carter and people like that, Queen Latifah? Like, how are they going to continue to make these type of women rich, degrading your image? And when is the last time they dispose of a chick? Like, stop and think about that. When is the last time they dispose of a chick? Because Britney Spears is disposed of, as far as I know. I don't follow pop culture like that, but like I remember she did music, decades ago, and blah 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 blah. Now she's getting married. Like that's all I know about her, which leads me to the conclusion that she was disposed of. She was somebody that says, okay, you were pretty at the 20, and now we dispose of you. We never dispose. We never dispose. It's strange. When people say like, who's the, oh man, Halle Berry is beautiful. It's like, yeah, I mean, Halle Berry is beautiful, but I mean, like, get some new beauties. We don't do the whole out with the old, in with the new. We just keep the old until they're like Cicely Tyson. Like Halle Berry is 55 years old. Britney Spears is 39, and her society has disposed of her. Like, it's time that we just say, something, your time, you have to make room for the younger, hotter, sexier, childless women of the black women of the world. You had your turn. It was a great turn. But now, unless you want to play a grandma in a slave movie, it is time to let the younger ones in. And I realized that when I'm trying to pick out my crushes, I'm like, dang, who is the younger, hotter, sexier, childless black chicks that's out there? And I had to think about it until I came across Chloe Bailey, because y'all know how you say Megan Good, but Megan Good is like I think she's like 40 now. So who is and that's how I came across Chloe Bailey. And Chloe Bailey is very attractive. However, she's out there promoting herself. She's over sexualizing herself, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She's doing this because she's not getting external promotion. And that's because the other chicks aren't stepping aside. They're not stepping aside. Hold on. Let me show y'all what I mean. Let me show y'all what I mean. Actually, I'm not even going to look it up. All right. Fox Soul. Fox Soul. Vivica Fox, step aside. Step your old ass aside. Lisa Ray, step your old light-skinned ass aside. To the left, step your old ass to the in the line to the left. You're 57 years old. Step aside. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't act or be an entertainer anymore. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying stop playing a young woman's game. And the way you present yourself, you're doing a young woman's game. Step aside. Set It Off was like 1997. And yes, don't get me wrong. Set it off that scene right before you died, and you was running and in slow motion, and it was like bouncy, 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 bouncy. I like that. But you were in your 20s. Step aside. What were you like 32? Still step aside. When you was on Independence Day. Hey, Independence Day, one great movie. You was a stripper and a single mother, and you was able to get some type of what was he? He was an Air Force fighter pilot captain, possibly an astronaut. Hey, but you look good, so it made sense. It made sense because he was successful and you were beautiful, so it makes sense in real life. Even the single mother step aside, you was the Sierra of your day. And then in part two, you played a mother. You played the mother of that same boy who also became a fighter pilot. Perfect sense. That is the roles you should be playing now. You should be playing the comforting mother or something like that. You shouldn't be out on Fox Soul with your cleavage out, trying to pretend like you a young chippy. Like you put your best. It's the Olympics. It is the Olympics. If you are to represent Black women, you put your best out there, and unfortunately, the best is never over 50. And it'll be less than 10 years before I am over 50. And I know this. You think am I trying to be an MMA fighter right now? Am I trying to be a basketball phenomenon right now? I mean, is that something I'm doing? No, I understand that you must recycle. Like Michael Jordan understands that he must recycle. That you must step away from the stage. I know it's probably difficult. I've never been that great at something. I've never been, or at least not something that gets attention or money like that. But I've never been that great at something to where I can understand how difficult it would be to step away. Like Muhammad Ali. I can imagine you are the greatest, and it is very difficult to step away. And it took him longer than most athletes to do so. It's difficult, I get it, but you have to in order to give the next generation an opportunity to represent for your tribe. I'm gonna do on my other channel. Sign up to my backup channel, Game Changer Live 00100, because I'm gonna do a review of that episode of What If, when they talk about Black Panther and Killmonger. Like, if you are the Black Panther, you come to a point where you have to step your old ass aside and let your son take the rings. Or else a Jabari dude is going to come and throw you off the cliff. Like, don't play those games. So that's just my little rabbit hole rant. Just we as Black people need to. I'm not saying that they have to retire. Like Betty White. Betty White started out, and I think she's like 102 or something like that. But Betty White started out like a pinup girl and stuff like that. And then I looked at her old pictures. Let me see if I find it. And she was beautiful back in the day. Back in the day, Betty White was beautiful. However, she grew up and she realized, something, I am old as fuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rebrand myself as old, sweet, and funny. That is what I'm going to do. And she nailed that. She nailed that perfectly. She is a very funny decennarian. She's not an octogenarian or a neptogenarian. I think they call that decigenarian if she's over 100. All right, let me see if I can find her. All right, so Here we go. Yep. Yep. That was her back in the day. Before, now this is her now. But, my point is that she's not out trying to she's not posing like this anymore. She understands that listen, I look like this now. I am not going to go back to those old booty poses. I'm not. I understand it is time for the youngins to have their reign. And I'm not speaking to anybody here. I'm just saying collectively, I'm tired of seeing, shout out to Marco Grande. Um, we need some new blood. We need, don't get me wrong, I love Megan Good, or at least I love the way Megan Good looks, but we need a new Megan Good. We need a new Holly Berry. We need a new Kerry Washington. We need a new Regina Hall. Wait a minute. Which one is it? Which one is it? There's one that's sexy and there's one that definitely isn't. Which one wasn't on Boys in the Hood? Whichever Regina wasn't on Boys in the Hood is the one I'm talking about. The one that was in what's that show? The Best Man. We need new those. See, y'all need to let the 20 somethings breathe and stop trying to take your Betty Whiteness out there and hog the spotlight from them. Okay, Regina Hall is the sexy one. Yeah, that's Candy. Okay. Exactly. So just step aside a little bit and make sure that you bring your daughters in. That is how y'all would represent the race in a better way. It's what Betty White did. It's what, whoever Marilyn Monroe is just what they do. Hey, you're a lucky man. Regina Hall, in her day, had it going on. Now, back to this chick. Back to this Octavia chick. Now, I covered this before. Octavia starred in a movie called Ma. What is Ma? Ma, and this is spoiler alert, so just leave if you don't want to hear it. But this movie is a couple of years old anyway, right? So Ma basically is a story of a young girl who wasn't very popular in high school. For one, she was black, and it seemed to be like a primarily white high school. In fact, it was a primarily white high school. I want to say all white, but definitely she was outed because of that. But it wasn't because the other students were necessarily racist. It was because she was just socially awkward. I think that her story was she was one of those girls whose mother dressed them well in the high school and stuff like that, or the mother really policed the way they behave. Y'all know that. Y'all know that kid that, he couldn't do stuff that y'all could do. Like he couldn't even run in the streets unless it was in a crosswalk. So if you were playing tag, you could tag him. And if he was chasing you and he was about to gain on you, you could run into the street and he had to stop. Like she probably was one of those from the movie. But she was desperate to fit in with her white classmates. And then when the alpha white kid said, I want you, give me a BJ in the janitor's closet, where they keep the floor buffer and stuff, and the mop, the dirty mop and stuff. And she said, I don't know what to do. Should I do it? And the white girl said, yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you give a BJ. This is how he likes it. So go ahead and do that. And she did. And then she walks out of the broom closet. Oh, first she said, did I do okay? And she walks out of the broom closet. And then she seen the guy who she thought that she was giving a BJ to standing there. And he had like the majority of the senior class standing there too. And then another guy comes out and said, dang, this chick took forever. So humiliated her. And as a result of that humiliation, she grew up to be a psycho killer, but she also had this strange infatuation with the son of the alpha white kid. So she allowed a bunch of teenagers, because she started buying them alcohol and stuff. And she said, you guys can drink at my place, you can party here, and I'll make my basement the new party spot. This will be Party Central, and Party Central is a middle-aged, overweight black woman's basement. But at least you could drink here without having to worry about cops, arresting you for underage drinking. Now you can get arrested for serving alcohol to a minor. Oh, and by the way, I don't do that. I don't do that. It was maybe like 5 years ago, since they don't even ask me anymore. Actually, no, they did. I just told them no. But I remember this one white kid. He was like, hey, you mind buying us some such and such? I was like, yeah, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. All right. He's like, why not? It's like, nigga, because I don't want to. I don't want to buy fucking fuck you. Using my adulthood to benefit you? Like, do I need a reason? Little nigga, do I need to explain myself to you? I don't owe you shit. I don't want to buy you. What do you want? What do you want? Some Coronas or something? No, because I simply don't want to do it. You want a Jolly Rancher? I buy you a Jolly Rancher. Fuck you. Anyway, I don't do that stuff. But where was it? But she did. She did, and she was part of the de facto in crowd. But they were just being nice to her. They were just being nice to her in order to gain access to what she had. And that was a place in alcohol. But then she became overly demanding, and they decided to, just step away. Like, okay, I'm gonna step away from this chick. She's adult weird. She's too needy. She's too clingy. She wants to fit in with us too bad. And once again, it wasn't a race thing, because in their little clique of, like social elites or high school social elites, the cool table or whatnot was a black kid, a young black man. So it wasn't even a matter of race. It was just a matter of, you a weird ass chick who need to act their own damn age. Your desire for white acceptance and to live life as a teenage white girl or as a younger white girl is exuding and is giving this very awkward energy. Now, that was the character that she played. Oh, and by the way, this character also had a daughter who, of course, was younger, hotter, sexier, childless, who she was poisoning. Why? Because she didn't want her daughter to become, accepting. She couldn't stand the thought of her daughter becoming socially accepted by white society in the same high school that she was rejected in. So she poisoned her to the point where her daughter was in a wheelchair. It's called Munchausen syndrome, to an extent, because there wasn't any doctors involved. She was just like hey, and stop giving names and titles to just these nasty bitches. It's not a syndrome. You're just a fucked up person that poisons your kid. Well, you think you think putting the word syndrome at the end of it makes it like an okay thing to do, or it's less bad because this person is suffering? No, the kid is suffering. You're a poisonous bitch. So anyway, she was poisoning her daughter for whatever reason she had. Her daughter wasn't sick; she was making her sick so she can, do whatever. And while she was the life of the party, that her daughter wasn't invited to. It was all kind of weird. So, when she got rejected again, she went on a violent killing spree and started running people over and doing all kind of strange, you know. And that's the end of the movie. Now, of course, this is an exaggeration. However, the envy is real. She wants to be the one that gives the BJ and not be made fun of. She wants to be the one that is the it girl of the school. It is her desire to be top chick. And it's nothing wrong with that, but you're not. You're not. And I wasn't top dude. And I can't take that back. I can't change that. But what I can do is be the best adult because high school it's not it's what like 3 or 4 years. It's not the end of the world. Like people don't just die. Like if you don't score 4 touchdowns for Polk High, it's just it's over. But they're stuck on it. All right, so hold on. Let me Chowhound Life on a Budget. Thanks a lot. He says, brother, keep up the good work. Okay, thanks a lot. Appreciate you. So, in a nutshell, this woman seen another woman who had everything that she had and was everything that she wanted to be. She wanted to be younger. She wanted to be prettier. She wanted to have roles and fame and fortune and things like that given to her in tribute to her beauty, etc., etc., etc. She wanted all these things, but most importantly, and the biggest takeaway from this is that she wanted to be white. Now, let's see, brother. Okay. Now, why do I say this affects the community? Their desire to, or their envy of the community of the white girl is causing this ridiculous enmity between black men and black women that it's absurd. It's absurd, the jealousy and the hate, the visceral hatred that you all see coming from y'all know the people on the other side, the beta male type talking people, the three trash bag people, the swirlers. Y'all know the hate, the have a smortion, to all black boys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all know the type. Y'all know who I'm talking about. That hatred stems from, if you listen to each of them, that hatred, the root of it is always the implicit lust that black men have for white women. Now, and I know some of you are listening, and I'll give you a soundbite. Black men have lust for white women. And you want to know why? Because they have a vagina. The same reason why we have lust for black women. The same reason why we have lust for Latin women. The same reason why we have lust for Asian women. Because they have a vagina. We have lust for women. Period. Except when they're on their period. Unless you're one of those guys that are into stuff like that. And no shade. No shade. It's just not my thing. It's messy. We have a lust for women. And for you to go around critiquing, because every time you see a black man with a non-black woman, it reinforces what you already believe about yourself. I can't help that. And to be perfectly frank with you, I don't care. Your issue against white women, your inferiority complex with white women, though it's bad and though it's damaging, it's not my problem. I can, however, offer a suggestion. My suggestion is suck my penis better. You want a penis sucking Olympics? Is that what you want? Okay, but I don't want to see Halle Berry there. I don't want to see Vivica Fox there. I don't want to see Lisa Ray there. I want some new chicks. If you are going to send the best of the Black American from the United States women on a penis sucking contest, and you want me to be the judge, you better send your best, because I am going to give a honest assessment. I'm going to give an honest assessment. Like the first 5 points will be determined by the feel and the technique of it. How much and how often you use your hands. And I know with some of you, and this is another thing. Stop using your hand and think that because my eyes closed, I don't feel the difference. I know the difference between an HJ and a BJ. Just because I'm aroused initially by the BJ, you think you could just get lazy in HJ? Think I'm stupid? So the first 5 points would be technique. And the second 5 points will be the overall look of you while you're doing it. Do you have the almond eyes while looking upwards and stuff like that? Like what your hair look like, what your hair feel like. Does it detach? Stuff like that. That is the second portion of the judgment. Now, until y'all have a penis sucking Olympics, I don't want to hear crap. All right? I go where my penis is appreciated and sucked the best. God damn it. Your issues is your issues. And unless it appeases my penis and my belly, I don't care about that. But keep me out of it. Don't spew your hatred because we go to the best of whom sucks my penis and you're not with it. Bianca Lawson, that's what I'm talking about. You see, she's younger chicks. So that's where we're at. We must learn to, how can I say this? Not care. Not care. We care too much about the plight. The plight is this inferiority complex. And basically, what they're doing is they're trying to instill us with the same inferiority complex, but we really don't care. And I think a lot of brothers do have an actually, let me put the link out there. Because I want to talk to King Sigma about this. Bianca Lawson is 44. Okay, listen, fellas. Yes, she's 44 in woman years. In woman years. If you want to know a woman's age in man years, you subtract 7 and then multiply by 2. Which means that she's actually what, like 74? Yeah, she's 74 in man years. Okay, then she's 70. I don't know if she's 44 or 42. But the point is that in man years. And that's not me. That's in the Quran. But it's driving this ridiculous wedge between black men and black women. There are black women out there that refuse to date black men that they assume that white women would want. They look at certain black men and they say, okay, a white woman would want this guy. And because of my inferiority complex, I don't feel that I can rightly compete with this woman. Therefore, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave the man that white women want alone. And get with the men that I assume white women don't want. And that's why the new mad, the new anger, the new hormonal rush that they have going on is because the men that they thought that white women don't want are now being wanted by white women. And this is the Pookie Ray Ray. See, that's the new complaint. They're like, you know something? If I get with the nigga with the tattoos, I don't have to worry about white women going after this particular type of guy. Also, I know that this guy is thoroughly conditioned to not get with white women. So now when they see this guy with not only a white woman, but an overweight white woman, they get upset. Why? Because there is no safe place. There isn't a penis out there that the white woman can't snatch. That's what's going on in their brain. But really, what should be going on in your brain is my penis. That is what should be going on in your brain. That you should be trying to figure out a way to get it to reach all the way up into your cranium. Suck it better. You think I complain that I have to compete with Asians? No, you do better. I don't think that they're innately better. Nor do I have an inferiority complex to them. You get better sandwiches and you suck better penis. And be happy that you were born in proximity of such great talent and great penis. Period. Embrace it. Know that you were born with that advantage, with an advantage. And that advantage is you're closer to my penis. There's nothing innate inside of us that makes us want to be with white women other than our heterosexuality. And if you look like Octavia and Britney Spears look like Britney Spears, then her vagina is better than yours. And it has nothing to do with her whiteness. It has everything to do with her looks. And that's the truth of it. Like when you are a woman, every woman who looks better than you by default is better at the thing of being a woman. She is better, and she will continue to be better than you until one of you dies, or until one of you gets old. Like Pam and Gina. There was a time when Gina was better, and now Pam is better. Tashina Arnold. It's not fair, but life's not fair. Somebody has to lose. Somebody has to get the silver medal. Somebody has to come in like the people in a race, in the Olympic race. You see the people from the guys from some Norwegian country, or maybe even a Slavic country, and they're in the back and they are just running, and they're running as fast as they possibly can. And then you got the four Africans in the front, and they know that they're never going to reach it, but they still run, and they're running for the title of the fastest white boy on the planet. That is what they're doing. You do your best. You don't just say, you know something, I know that an African is going to win. I know somebody from Kenya is going to win. I know somebody from Ghana is going to win. Therefore, I'm not going to run. No, you run your best. You don't just cringe in the corner with your inferiority and say, oh, I'm not even going to go after a choice guy, and I'm not even going to be the best woman I can be just for some white woman to take it on. Wrong! You be your best, and you suck at the best. King Sigma, what's on your mind, bro? Sigma, you there?
Yeah, it's actually funny that you mentioned like the Olympic analogy, because you know that it was Italy actually won the 100-meter dash. So an Italian who is the seed of a black man and a white woman is actually the top 100-meter runner in the Olympics in 2020, man. So that's kind of funny that you mentioned that. But yeah, no one thought that the Italians would beat the Americans, the Jamaicans, and the Canadians. But yeah, an Italian brother whose father is black and mother is white actually won the 100-meter dash this year. So that was interesting. But it's funny for you to have this topic, because I don't think that American black women understand the disservice that they're doing to themselves for no reason at all, except that they refuse to deal with their own insecurities.
Mhm.
So I just got back from the Pacific Northwest, and that was my first trip out to Seattle. And
That was out here. It should have came down.
I'm coming when I do California. I'm kind of different, bro. Like I'm doing them in bunches, right? So like I did the Pacific Northwest because it was Portland and Seattle are right next to each other. When I do Cali, that's gonna be last, because I might be moving to Southern California next year. So I'm saving that for last. I'm gonna be there for like 2 weeks, but I'm gonna do it more like, I'm gonna go to like San Francisco, San Jose, LA, and San Diego all in one trip. But my next trip, I'm doing Albuquerque, because the girl that I met in Portland, she actually happens to live in Albuquerque, and I've never been there. So I'm gonna do like Albuquerque, Phoenix, and Denver in one trip, and I'm gonna do like San Antonio, Austin, Dallas in one trip as well. So I'm gonna kind of do it like that with my trips over the next year. But being out there in the Pacific Northwest, man, it gave me a chance to get out of the Midwest, see what was going on out there. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro, the dynamic on the street level, as someone that was actually just out there, and I spent a lot of times at the like lounges, I ate like a damn pig, bro. I think I gained like 5 pounds.
Okay.
Just eating it all over. But it was so rare to see an American black woman out there that was competitive. Even the black women I crossed paths with out there, they were all from Africa. And I remember this one time I was sitting in Portland on the river. I think they call it the Willamette River or something like that. And I was just sitting out there chilling, and I was just watching, doing some people watch, because I was out there. Then I guess they said it's the best time to be out there for weather, because the weather stayed somewhere around 75, no rain, no humidity the whole time I was there. So I was out almost the whole time. And I remember this black chick was running, because I hadn't seen no good-looking American black woman during the time I was out there. And I finally saw one, and I guess I would have said she was like a solid 7, and she was jogging and everything, probably in her early 20s. But guess what? She had like this humongous weave all the way down to her butt, and it was obvious. And it's like, and she was a dark-skinned sister. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, these women don't even understand that if they were to promote their own Afrocentric natural beauty, that would be their competitive advantage in the sexual marketplace.
This is true.
And for me, for me, they don't understand that this isn't 1980 black men, 1990 black men. In 2021, black men associate weave on dark-skinned black women, especially, with insecurity. And they don't understand that yet. They haven't accepted that it's not what it was just 10 years ago. Black men have, in the majority, are telling you, we don't want a woman that has to wear the hair of other women. In fact, I got an Indian woman right now that I talk to.
What kind?
She's from East India.
Okay.
She's from actually South India. And her she's very, what's that?
Punjabi?
No, she's Hindu. Her religion is Hindu, but she's from South India. I don't know about the Punjabi part, but she does classify herself as Desi. She does use that term, but she's one of the really, really dark-skinned ones. But this girl has hair down below her butt crack, natural, right? So it's kind of weird when I see black women, and I know that they get a lot of their hair from these Indian women, and I'm just like, dude, if black women promoted their own hair, because that is a gateway to their low self-esteem, right? Starting from the crown of a woman's head. Even the Indian woman was telling me, because she always comments on the fact that I tell her she has a beautiful crown of hair, right? And she's like, I want to cut it off. And I'm like, don't cut it off. But she talks about in her own culture, it's considered femininity to have long hair. And she understands why men like it. So for me, it's like with a black woman, she would actually benefit from wearing her natural hair. Why? Because it also stops them from working out a lot of times. Like, oh, I don't want to get my hair messed up. So that ends up having residual consequences on their body. And next, you know, they fall into this loop of negative reinforcement because starting with their hair, and it has a negative reinforcement for other things. So for me, that same black woman that I saw running on the Portland River, if she would have had her natural hair, it would have made it worth me to stop her from the running. But to me, it's like she just like the rest of them. Because again, it's representative of low self-esteem to me when I see a woman with very, very long weave. Now that's black. That's what I think.
I think to me, it represents something different. In addition to low self-esteem, it represents laziness. And there is some hard-headedness involved with it because you're right. It's not the 80s or the 90s. In the 80s and 90s, I'm sure you remember, it wasn't as bad. Like, you know, it was more like an accessory. They'll put a ponytail in their hair, but, you know, the guys knew it was fake, or the young guys knew it was fake. And, you know, it was just like, it was just an accessory. It wasn't just something that went ridiculous. But let me put your attention to the woman on the screen, because you mentioned Italy winning their 100-yard relay, which, yeah, I'm surprised, but it happens. And this is Miss Ireland. Now, when you close your eyes and you picture who's going to be Miss Ireland this year, did you think it would be her? Like, the reason why I bring this up is because, and by the way, every now and again, they like to throw us a bone. Like, they'll have like this overweight homecoming queen at some university, at some college or something like that. Yeah,
they do.
This isn't a bone. This, first of all, when I picture beautiful women, I don't picture Ireland. Like, I don't think of Ireland. I think of just like a bunch of, you know, I'm gonna be honest, and this is coming from some, it's gonna sound ignorant, but I've never been there, so take it with a grain of salt if you want to.
I had a thing for redheads in college, man. I went through a little phase where that red bush was a curiosity of mine, so I know a little bit about them Irish women because I did have a thing for that red bush.
Yeah, but you see, you want the redhead on top of a Nordic woman, though. I'm pretty sure.
So you're saying right here, this is Miss Ireland for 2021?
This is Miss Ireland. Yes, from 2021. She will represent Ireland in the Miss Universe pageant.
Now the picture, because I'm trying to get a better picture than the one with the crown. That one, go down a little bit and go to the right. That one with the green, is that her? Bring that picture up. That's her?
Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Miss Universe winner opens up about, let's see, name pronouncing. Yeah, this is her.
So she's biracial then?
Well, I don't know, because this is her too. I don't know if it's filtered.
Those are different. Those are two different winners. Those are two different winners, bro. That's not the same person. No, that's not the same. That's one of them is Miss Universe.
Miss Universe. Oh, my bad. Oh, wait. No, it
We're
says Miss.
looking at Miss Universe right now. The one you're looking at right now for Ireland, that's Miss Universe. The other one I think is like Miss something else because those ain't the same women, bro.
So, well, who's this? Who this woman? I don't want to click
She's
the
probably the
article.
team because usually they have like a team
Pam
of her.
Uba. So this is Pam Uba.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
And that's someone else, dude. Because that's a biracial right there. I bet money on.
Yeah, no, these are different women. You're right.
And she's pretty damn good looking too.
So the biracial is hotter.
I mean, in this situation, yeah.
So wait a minute. Wait. Somebody said that this is a former Miss Ireland or something like that. So are you telling me that Irish white women are just so? And to me, they're not the hottest in the world. To me, they
Nah,
look very similar to their men. And I know you have a thing for redheads, but there are redheads that are not Irish. They look very similar to their men, and they both wear dresses.
well,
So
the only thing I liked about the redheads back in college is that it was more of a curiosity because I was curious about the red bush thing and I had to find out for myself. But generally, the best looking Irish woman I think I've ever seen in public and in the news kind of thing would be like Kathy Ireland. But outside of her, I would say that most Irish women kind of fit what you just described. Like they're pretty basic chicks, but they just got that whole, the red head, the freckles, and the red bush thing. But yeah, they're mostly basic Becky type chicks.
okay, so this one is 2021. So this is the new one because I remember reading it, and she said that she was going to represent and for Miss Universe. So who this woman?
I think the biracial is the former winner for Miss Universe for Ireland, and the dark skinned chick, I think she's the new representative.
So what does that say? You're in Ireland. It's like 8 black people in Ireland, and 2 of them is constantly winning your Miss Ireland competitions. What does that say
Yeah.
about all the other Irish women in the world?
What it's saying is they need to embrace Black beauty. That's what
Well,
it's
they
saying.
need to embrace their own beauty, and then they'll be Queen of Ireland or Queen
Exactly.
of all the other white women in whatever country that they're in. But they don't. They don't. They do all kind of weird and strange. And because they aren't participating in the penis sucking Olympics, they constantly lose. But this is what happens when you win this Olympics. That's my point.
I don't know, man. It's like it's kind of frustrating trying to talk to black women about this issue because see, black men don't care what their standards are as far as we're concerned. So like a black woman will say, I want a tall guy, right? Most black men, at least those that are reasonable, won't even argue with it. They'll say, she wants a tall guy. I will get a woman that's okay with an average height guy, right? But
Mhm.
black women, what they do as a group, especially on social media, if you tell them, I want a woman that wears her natural hair, they will spend 8-hour streams telling you why you need to accept that woman with the weave. This is ridiculous. That's how
Exactly.
no market works like that. That's like the Nike CEO coming on TV. That's a socialist mentality. Imagine Nike came on TV and said, you need to accept these Nike. It doesn't matter if the bottoms tear off when you do a crossover. It doesn't matter if you go up for a dunk, you break your leg because the shoes are so poor quality. You need to buy these Nikes. This is the only place that I see this argument. And it's like I think you guys are heroes like yourself that continue to put a lot of effort into trying to help these women. Because for me, it's like I'm done trying to tell black women to work on competing in the marketplace as it is, not as they imagine it to be, not as they want it to be, but based on what the market is saying to those that are consuming it. We want natural black women that actually work out and take care of themselves and that are peaceful. That's what the market is saying it is want. No, they're going to keep fighting you until every last one of them is single and alone.
Mhm. Exactly. And it's not just the American market that wants it. The world appreciates it. But they got to put in the work. And I get it. For whatever reason, this insecurity runs deep. This insecurity about, white women that they have runs deep. But it's something that, quite frankly, at this point, we as black men have done everything that we could to help with it. We tried the whole queen, oh my Nubian queen approach and got more disrespect and more fat ass bitches. So, we tried pretty much everything we could. And these are the results. Therefore, you have to figure this out on your own. And it's your issue. I don't know how to make a woman, who is beautiful but don't really recognize that she is beautiful, that way. I don't. And quite frankly, it's not going to wet my penis more. So it's really not my responsibility at that point.
Well, I
But
hear some women saying the standard is a European standard. That's why they want to look like that.
yeah,
That's
but
why
no,
they
I
want the
have sure.
weave and
Yeah, go for it.
no, I was saying that's why they want the weave and the blonde hair and things like that. But
Okay,
in order, go ahead.
but but the European standard is also sucking my penis. Why don't
Right.
you go do more of that? The European standard is also being fit. Why don't you do more of that? In fact, let me show y'all what the European standard is. Let me show y'all, because and every time I do this, I get more and more stuff. I get more and more suggestions. Hold on.
But that's not European standard it being slim and fit because Africans, that's how their women are. They're slim, they're fit, they're beautiful.
Well, I'm
Fact.
just saying, like, whoever standard it is, do it because I want it. Like, it's my standard. It's game changer standard. That's why you should be doing it, and that's what you should be
They
focused.
have the plantations. And let's be 100% honest. When they try to use that excuse for African women, I've dealt with so many women from East Africa. If you go around their families and talk to the older women from the culture, they laugh at each other for being fat. They clown the young women like, you too fat. Stop.
Yeah.
The older African women will tell them that. The actual standard that these American black women that continue to hammer this idea of the mammy, that came from the Ku Klux Klan and American plantations. That was something that was part of that birth of a nation. Like to take away black women's sexuality and competitiveness, they promoted the Hattie McDaniels kind of look from Going with the Wind. That was something that the white media and the American racists put together. And now these black women have internalized this as this is who we really are. No, it's not who you have ever been until the 1920s. It's a propaganda war that they put together with Birth of a Nation. And ever since Birth of a Nation, we've had this standard based on Going with the Wind of the mammy. That's the standard that they're embracing and that we're supposed to get and start cheering for. I ain't never cheering for that standard.
Yeah, because they keep continuing promoting it too much. This time it's
Hey,
by us. Most of us promoting that shit too
I
much.
agree, and that goes to the Octavia. Octavia, get your fat ass out of here. Look at this chick. Look at
Yeah.
you don't belong. Get out of here. Get out of here. Everybody but that chick. Black women, how come y'all try to emulate the hair, but y'all don't emulate the rest of the shit? Like, this is the rest of the shit.
I
Like,
seen white girls like
Because
that. out
game
there.
changer, you got a certain percentage of dudes that like that thickness and they throw it in our faces to
Yeah.
other brothers' faces. That fat shaming shit they do to us.
Exactly.
Like, we want that moo cow shit, man. Like yo, like that shit. Fucking Sir Ism was trying to do with you and shit. You don't have the right tools. Blah blah blah. Gay shit.
yeah,
Talking about yo, you need the right tools and shit, man. Shit.
yeah.
I wasn't. I
Shut the
wasn't.
fuck up.
feeling-
Yeah.
Like,
TJ,
sorry, my language, man. Sorry.
Game changer. What up, everybody? Game changer. You said black women don't suck dick or they don't suck dick or something like that.
No, I'm saying that if you feel insecure, suck my penis harder. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
This will help with your-
black women suck dick, and they
yeah,
suck.
suck it better.
No,
Suck it better.
wait, time
That'll
out,
help with
time
your
out.
insecurity.
I thought from what I've seen, I
Huh.
think black women suck dick better than white bitches.
Yeah, let me tell
Okay,
you
then
something,
why are
GC.
they insecure? Then
No,
take-
I don't
then-
know. I'm
GC.
just
I
saying.
don't,
Then
I
take
don't know about those black women, but I know I'm not bad at what I do. So
Okay.
you can't say
No,
all
no,
black women.
no. I mean, it really doesn't matter. Like you're everybody's a judge of their own penis sucking Olympics. My point is that if you feel insecure, if you feel inferior to another group of women on your sexuality, you can always suck dick better. Like take that into a positive, turn that into a positive. And the reason why I showed
Sucking
that,
dick is about rhythm and shit. I think black women have a little bit more rhythm.
okay, well, thank you. I know you came here to
Man,
compliment.
I'm not.
They're not all enthusiastic the way
I'm not
you
putting
think
no
it
weight.
is.
I'm
You
not
can't
putting
tell
no
me
weight.
black women don't have a less rhythm than white women.
Listen. It don't
Yeah,
matter. The point is, it doesn't matter. The point is that the insecurity exists, and I'm saying that if you are insecure about not being sufficient in a certain way, then make yourself more sufficient. It could mean anything.
Is
The point
it
is,
true?
the point is the improvement is to help with your insecurity.
But
You know,
let me
like
ask you
if
a
a person,
question.
Exactly. Like yeah, I tell her, yo, man, like yo, if they feel insecure, take your ass to the gym and lose that fat moo cow weight. Plain simple. Get in the game. But don't throw it in our damn faces like we supposed to like and accept that shit. No. Go to the little percentage of dudes that like that shit, but most of us don't want that shit.
Right. But I also heard that the real pretty girls are lazy when it comes to, sucking.
That's not true. Well, that's not my experience. I'll put it like that.
My experience has been that the main way that women decide on what they're going to do is how much they're attracted to. Because I've been with black women, Asian women.
Yeah, you right about that.
And you know what I noticed? The woman that was trying the hardest to stay around was the best at giving knobs. So you guys talking about the black woman giving a knob, it ain't even a race thing. It's about a desire thing. When a woman is trying to lock you down, from my experience, one of the ways that I found, because I had a chick that I used to call Young Superhead, and it was like, damn, I'm in a relationship with you kind of thing. Like, when women really want to lock you down, that's when they start getting their pipe skills on point. So to me, it ain't a race thing; it's a desire thing, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
I always it's like I said, it's about rhythm. Like, I don't know, maybe GC had bad experience or something like that with having sex with black girls, but
to me, it was about gag reflex and muscles in her mouth.
I mean, that too. That
gag. I don't care what her rhythm is. She got good gag reflexes. We going.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's about that motion. And this is a black girl challenge, by the way, that they're copying off of.
Well, they're winning.
You think they're winning? Well,
yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So
they booties look a little flat, but it's okay.
I think they're a little plump. I think they have nice booties.
Yeah,
it's cute.
No,
they got little cute butts.
It's cute.
No, they don't. No, they don't. See, this is the more pandering. Listen, because and here's why they're winning. Because this isn't a booty contest. This is a slim waist, pretty face with the big bank competition.
She got a bank. She got a bank right there.
There's three categories. The first of the category is slim waist, and that is what they're winning.
Yeah, facts.
So basically,
she putting the shirt up more at the slim waistlines.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they do the shirt thing first, and then they do the face thing, and then they do. See, exactly. That's why they're losing.
That's a little Selena Gomez.
That was a song, right?
She was a Latina.
GC, wasn't that part in the song they had out?
She got something.
Yeah, that's the song. Exactly.
Yeah. Some rapper or something like that. Young little girl rapper.
Yeah. See, look at that booty. See, the point is that they're losing because they lose in the slim
Remove
waist
the super chat. Remove the super chat, GC.
They're losing in the slim waist category. But in order to properly compete, you have to get the slim waist. See, that's why they're not even coming up.
See, she was not that girl you just showed with the little thong on. See, she was nice because again, like you said, she has the slim waist, flat stomach, and then she has some nice ass kicks. That's what I.
They got the slim waist, but they don't got the cake. But they don't got the cake.
It depends on how much you need. It depends on how much you need.
Okay, they got something.
Man, all I need is a handful of.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? That's more than something. That is a near perfect moon. Hold on, that is a near. You see, that's how I know you're pandering. That is a near perfect moon.
It's natural too.
That's something. That's a crescent. Hold on.
I could breathe when she's on top of me, riding me. Shit. That's how I feel. I could lift her over my head.
Okay.
But again, though, bro, you gotta understand, in 2021, a lot of the women y'all be seeing on IG don't have natural bodies, bro. These women have natural bodies.
That's true.
So keep that shit in mind too, because I see a lot of girls at the gym that look just like these girls that I see putting in work. This morning, I'm at the gym. I see not one black girl in there, but I guess I don't live in the city with enough black women. But all them white girls in there at 6 a.m., bro, putting in work. I ain't talking about
white girls, Latinas.
Yeah, they put in the gym. Work. Natural beauty.
The only time she black women in the gym is like the first week of January.
Don't be fooled by that. Because let me tell you why. Because a lot of women get the surgery and then go to the gym to keep it up. So don't be fooled by that.
You got a lot of that too. So that's
a lot of that too. But then they gain the weight right back faster and everything too. They get more lazy, especially at older ages. That weight come right back fast and like crazy hell. And that comes in the after effect too.
Because you
Hard
see
to
a
be
lot of girls
limited.
that get the surgery, and see, here's what a lot of women do. Here's another a counter to what you're saying, Melly. Though a lot of women, they're fat, and then they go get the surgery in like a Dominican Republic, which don't even want them down there no more. But then they come back and they got all the fat removed, 50 pounds of fat. They look good for about 6 months, and then boom, they don't have the habits and the routine of someone that works out, and it all comes right back.
Yeah,
Exactly.
but
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I seen a video, man. This doctor squeezed out the damn pus out of a BBL and shit. That shit was,
Ew,
and it was a black
Oh,
woman. That shit was
that's
disgusting, yo.
gross.
Okay. So, Snake Man, what's on your mind?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, yes, they have. Let us say to the average population of white women, they have cake because that is rare. That actually shit actually shakes. That's something rare. You don't see that very often. Most of the time, it's only 2 sticks, and then the stomach starts.
Okay, but see, this goes to my point, Snake Man. I agree that perhaps the aggregate of white women do not have booties that we like. However, when there is a big bank challenge, what they do is they put their best representatives out there, and this goes back to what I was saying before. We need to put our best out there to compete in areas of the competition. Like if we put our best pretty face, slim waist with the big bang chicks out there, I'm pretty sure ours would beat theirs, but we don't. We put in our mediocres. You know,
Yeah,
booty.
but Snake,
Look at this booty. Take a look at your screen. Look at this booty. Like this is. Look at her face. Look at her waist. Look at her booty. Look at that booty. That is. Look at the curvature. Look at the downward slant that almost comes up to a cusp, but it probably does, and we just don't see it because of the dress. You know, that is who they chose to represent the pretty face, big waist, with the big bang challenge.
that's
And
not
after
me.
she had 2 babies in that too, it won't even get. It would just get a little bigger, but it still won't look sloppy fat.
See, look at that. Look at that. Now, are there a bunch of non-booty white chicks out there? Yes, but they are not
That
representing
is flat
whiteness.
as hell.
Nah, that's not yes.
That is
Nah,
not flat.
I'm
No,
sorry.
no,
Hey,
no,
shit.
no. You see that crease there? You see that
Nah,
crease?
game changer.
You saving?
No, game changer. Another person, like I said, if you like it, you like it. I'm not even from America. I'm from Nigeria, so I like booty. I like booty, and that is not booty. That is not booty.
You know what it is, though?
That's 14-year-old booty in Nigeria.
Yeah, that bitch
is not.
pipes.
Game
No.
Changer is from California though, but for me, I look at it like this. I've had enough white women with her body type to know that these women look fantastic naked. See, here's a test. A lot of dudes will like a woman in her jeans, right? She'll look thick in her jeans, everything look right. But when she actually takes off all her clothes, things are just falling in all kind of places, stretch marks. But a lot of women that have this kind of body type, and if it's natural, everything is tight and it's nice, and they look so much better naked than they even do with clothes on. So it depends. Some dudes just like a lot of cake, which is fine. But I know that DC is from NoCal. They got a different kind of white.
I'm being from New York, man. For real, I've seen it. It's like, damn. It's like I know my limits.
You're
now.
not gonna. You're gonna drive. You ain't gonna look twice at this chick driving by. Quit the cap.
I'm looking twice.
You gonna look twice.
I'm getting a next snap looking at this chick.
I'm pulling over for Shorty right there. She was
Pulling over exactly. Like, yo, what's up?
That shit don't make you double
Let me
take.
show y'all something. Let me show y'all something.
It's just crazy.
Shorty right there is probably the best one I saw so far. Right there. I like her body type and her face.
Now watch the
That
slow
chick
motion.
look like she might be Spanish a little bit too.
I think she's Latina.
Probably is. Yeah, I look like a Brazilian.
Yeah.
Like a
You could tell by the shirt. I think that's like a Brazilian soccer team.
She got
Yeah.
faith, too. She got faith.
She probably is Spanish.
Yeah, no Spanish chicks be having that.
Like I said, game changer. My women have a slim waist too because Africa. There is not much to
No,
eat.
I know what
but
you're
they still
talking
have
about.
fat booty.
Okay, well do this. Do this. Put them on the challenge. How come? Because I agree, African women do have better curves.
Because we don't like it.
But put them
We
on
don't
the
need it.
challenge. Huh?
We don't need it. We don't need to compete. We know who has
Facts.
the booty.
No, y'all do it for
Our women don't need to compete. There's nothing to compete with.
Y'all
They ain't
do
compete
it
with
to show others. You know,
Why?
y'all do it to
Why
show
should you
others.
Why? Why though? We
Or
straight.
to
man.
show booty superiority. Now, let me show y'all something.
You bugging. You bugging. You're straight.
Okay, then it's hearsay. Like,
Man,
okay,
y'all
not
dudes,
hearsay.
a lot of y'all dudes
Yeah,
are sleep on a lot of y'all dudes be sleep on how good some of these more like slim women be looking butt naked, bro.
I'm
Like
not
I'm telling you, a
saying
lot of
I'm
them,
in Germany.
a
I have
lot of them
enough of white
when you
women.
get
My
them butt
guy.
naked, man, that shit be looking just fantastic.
Exactly.
no, let's
I have-
but let me ask you this, Nick, man. Why are you here representing for them instead of for allowing them to represent for themselves? Like you're saying that, oh, you know, Nigerian booty this, Nigerian booty that. Okay, well let's see it. Oh no, they don't need to represent, but they need you to come here and speak on their booty? No. Now,
No,
now
no,
watch
no,
this
no, no,
booty
no,
just
no.
for a
I
moment.
didn't do
Watch
that.
Nobody
I
it.
is
didn't.
really
I just
promoting this shit.
no, no, no. I just wanted to make clear because I am in a white country
No,
that
the
is not
only
the
thing that
average.
makes clear is Nigerian booty. Like you
If you
are
want to
representing
come,
for them. You
If
are a
black
man
women,
if
speaking on
no,
like
no,
that's
if,
clear.
if you want
Look
to
at
if
this.
come,
black
Look at
you
the
women,
can.
one. Look
if
at the
black
I
look at the
think
women,
one.
it's funny that the brother is saying about Nigeria, but you know what I noticed about Nigerian men, especially when I was in college, the
Look at that.
most white girl
that's
chasing
beautiful.
the most white girl chasing dudes I knew in college were Nigerian dudes.
I know.
I had a Nigerian dude. He had a lot of money. He was a cool guy. We used to go to party together. And I was like, dude, what's up with you and these white girls? And he was like, I remember him telling, he was like, man, when I just see their blonde hair, I just go crazy. And I'm like, but you're from
Yeah,
Nigeria. You got all these black women.
There are those, man.
Them dudes be chasing
yeah.
white girls and
What's
Nigerian dudes.
new? You
But
know that
if
most
you promote,
Nigerians.
if you
Hold
promote,
on.
go ahead, bro.
I just want to say, you know that most Nigerians, especially these rich, are coons. That's me.
You said what?
You know,
Most Nigerians that are not in Nigeria and are rich, there's a very high percentage that they are coons.
Oh,
So
they
they
said they
can't. But hold
coons.
on. But hold on. So hold on. So hold on. So he can't. So it's not because he just finds that woman attractive. He has to be. You have to call him a name because of that.
No, that's a fact.
No, but hold on. I don't think that's a fact. I just told you that I had experience with these brothers, and I knew them well, and they just thought the women looked good. It wasn't about them cooning. They were available,
Nah,
and they were the best looking women in the environment, and they wanted that
Trust
woman.
I
Why
want to
can't
say
they
this
do that?
before we go far off the deep with the coon stuff. When the black woman is
oh.
promoted, when the black woman is promoted through hip hop, and she got the bank, she gets called ratchet and shit. They start calling her all kind of fucking. Every time a black woman body is remotely celebrated, you got the entire society that's going. They're not going to clap for her. You know how the dominant society thinks about black people. They're
That's
gonna
not true.
they're gonna disregard it.
Pam
No,
Grier. What about Pam
everything
Grier?
Let's do
everything
this.
black
D.
people
Let's
do,
do this. We're about to go to
Pam
Melody.
Grier's
So
body was
they're
celebrated.
gonna
Pam Grier was
disregard
celebrated.
it.
Let's
Who wasn't
finish
trying
this,
to get with Pam Grier? Who wasn't trying to get
guys.
with Pam Grier?
well, we
Let's
gotta
finish
finish
this
up.
on my stream.
Yeah, we'll finish on Melody Street.
yeah.
Come on over.
Okay.
Congratulations, Melody.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I'm
So
starting right now.
put the link out there. We're about to go to Sweet Melody Speaks. She is
I'll
celebrating.
tell you a body. See, you ever heard of a chick called Ruby Rose?
I'm gonna go put it out there.
Yeah, I
Melody's channel.
don't. She got an
We
Instagram. I'm about to look it
Everybody,
up.
she's like a little fake little rap, but she's East African. Her body type that's what I like. A Ruby
My
Rose
guy,
kind of
you're
body type of face.
obsessed with the forehead tribe. I get it.
Oh,
I don't know what that means.
It's East Africans, the forehead tribe. He's obsessed with it.
Yeah, hell yeah, they're hotter.
Yeah.
Michael is West African, and I know that per capita that Eritrean and Ethiopian chicks are hotter. Kenyan broads, but
By whose standard?
by my penis standard.
Yes, that's what I
Right.
thought.
Yes, by my standard, by my
Everybody
penis
has their own standard. There is no standard when it comes to getting a woman. You like what you like.
Do you see? That is a
Nah,
gospel,
no,
brother.
game changer. Game changer is literally shaming fat women. So it's not about liking what you like apparently, because he gonna say what he want to say.
Is it? But let's get this. Let me get this right. So for him to say that being fat is unhealthy, isn't that just a fact? That's not shaming. That's just a fact.
Yeah, you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of being fat.
No, he wasn't saying that. He wasn't saying that. He was going in. He was
But
going in.
again,
No, you should be ashamed of being fat. Let's continue the conversation. The link is in the chat
All
room.
right.
We'll continue this conversation over at Sweet Melody Speaks. All right, so like to thank the Cash App Super Chats, managers, moderators, those listen silently, and those participating in the chat. Be over at Sweet Melody Speaks. We continue the conversation there. Sigma, I hope to see you there. And yeah, we'll continue it there. This is Game Changer 00100. Game over. Peace.